you've cried about this. You've cried about this. This is the energy of, I did everything right. I did what I could do. I did as much as I could do the right way. I prayed. I treated people kind. I treated people the way that I wanted to be treated. And this is still what I got. Hello, hi, welcome to Earth Angel Activities, where I'll be doing a reading for you all today. As always, we're going to start with a quick cleansing prayer, and then we'll hop right into the messages. Thank you so much, Most High God. Thank you, Divine Mother and Father. Thank you so much for my brothers and sisters who are watching right now. Thank you so much for blessing us to come together to receive the messages that you have for us at this time in our lives and our spiritual journeys. And thank you so much for clarity, peace, and whatever it is that you want to bring forward today. Thank you so much. So it is, Ashe. So, the meditations, you guys. When I was meditating, I kept coming back to this energy about betrayal. And so what I did was I went into a deep meditation where I just laid down and I put my notebook near me and I just wrote down the things that were said. And let me tell you guys, okay, so the first thing that came out was kindness is scripted. Kindness is scripted. Unity sets us all free. Forgiveness equals freedom. Love is steadfast. Remember your posture. Posture is a big deal. That has been coming up for me in my meditations all week long. To remember your posture. When the thoughts start going wild, you have to elongate your spine, because what God was showing me is that the crown, when you elongate your spine, that puts you in alignment to receive answers through your crown chakra. It aligns you to hear the truth of what's going on in your heart at the same time, and it also allows you to send off the right type of energy too. A downward glance and rounded shoulders is the posture of depression. Those round shoulders and downward looking is the posture of somebody being able to say something, a lie about you, and you trying to make it true. So truly and honestly, remember your posture. When crazy thoughts start coming in your mind, pay attention to what your posturing literally is. Are your shoulders back? One thing I found is that it's very difficult. You gotta try darn hard, okay? Darn hard to insult yourself in good posture. It's very difficult, for the enemy to attack you and you believe it with good posture is what I'm saying. And this is gonna apply to the people who you're trying with all your might to overcome certain vibrations and certain thought pathways that may be plaguing you at this time. Like, that is important for you to know. And another thing, we can't go here we can't go here. We have to find a group meeting, a way for us to meet in person, because some of these things just we can't talk about on YouTube. But one thing that God was showing me too when I needed to come and speak to you guys with this message is deep wounds and betrayal. That has been a big energy, because I was like, God, well, what do you want your people to know? And literally showed me the Ten of Swords. So for somebody who is here listening to this message, the energy of betrayal has been a big energy in your life. You wonder why people even bother with coming to you in the first place. You wonder what they want, what attracted them. I hear someone saying, like, what about me keeps attracting this? And literally, that is what God wants to talk to you about. So I'm just want to be a conduit at this point. What do you want to say to the one who is watching. You are a chosen one. You are a chosen one. This message is important. This message will find you. I've prayed and meditated that it will find you. And from according to what God is telling me, you've been praying and meditating too. Okay. Intuitively, as an empath, I feel that energy coming from the collective of chosen beings who are awake and who are coming into the realization of who they are and their position in the world as far as raising the vibration and improving overall quality of life. Okay. There's a little bit of hopelessness around that energy. And that's okay. That's why we're here. If you need a mentor, I am open for coaching. I'm open to help. I'm open to be a spiritual mentor. But one of the things that you have to remember when you go to work with me is that it's real work. This is your spiritual work. You know, right now, all of my services, I've made them so that if you want to talk to me, you can. All of my services, no matter the price, will get you a actual interaction, a phone call or a Zoom call, because it's so important that we do this work. But those services are changing soon. So just get in where you fit in now, okay? Get in where you fit in now, because what I'm offering is going to have to change. That is what the divine is telling me. So at the bottom, we have the pangolin. This energy is the energy of dark night of the soul. It's the Five of Pentacles traditionally. It's that focus on material loss, loss of home, being left out, someone leaving you out. And that is something that comes with betrayal. That's just part of the territory. And the pangolin, the interesting thing about them is that they are one of the most trafficked animals. They're one of the most exploited animals. They're gentle. They're mild. They're kind. They're often, when they're out in nature, they can put themselves in harm's way just to try to keep themselves safe. They cover themselves in other animals' poop just to keep themselves safe. And because this animal has come out and God was telling me all that stuff, that channel download, and is telling me that I need to speak with you about betrayal and that energy, I'm seeing that you've cried about this. You've cried about this. This is the energy of, I did everything right. I did what I could do. I did as much as I could do the right way. I prayed. I treated people kind. I treated people the way that I wanted to be treated. And this is still what I got. And God is telling me, like, straight up, that was part of something that you had to go through to grow. I'm hearing Heather Headley. It was something you had to go through to grow. You know, if you are thinking about specifically a relationship, like a romantic relationship or a romantic partnership that didn't go the way that you had hoped that it would go, you have to understand that not everybody needs to be in your romantic bubble. Okay. Some people are not strong enough. And that is one thing that you, as a spiritual leader, because I feel like you're going through this change where you're becoming more aware of who you are spiritually. And when you become more aware of yourself in an energetic space, that makes you a leader. Whether you go up on YouTube, whether you open up a business, whether you become like Buddha, Gandhi, Jesus, Muhammad, whoever you mimic your pathway after that, right? No matter what you do, even if you just work at Dollar Tree, there will be people that are put in your path that you were directly assigned. They might even, when they come into your space, they might think that they're better than you. But you're not thinking better or worse. All you're doing is just being. And that being is what allows God to flow through you and allows people to see God. And because of that healing energy, you're going to be attracting them sick types of people that they're hoping that they can get over on somebody for a come up. That's the type of people that you have attracted. But this time, you will be able to understand who they are, why they came, what you're supposed to do about it. Because with this Wheel of Fortune, the next bits of people that you're going to connect with, these people are going to change your life in the best way. You know, the Five of Pentacles has nothing to do with money in this reading. As a matter of fact, I get an energy of stability, financial stability. This is in the soul. This is a matter of what you think of yourself, how you feel about yourself. When someone says something to you, how much of that do you agree with? What is the conversation that happens inside your mind? Okay. This is a major karmic event with the Wheel of Fortune, followed by another major arcana, the Emperor, okay? The bald eagle. Some of you may feel that you have taken this spiritual leap of faith and that things just didn't go as you thought they would, as you had envisioned that they would. But like I said, okay, leaders are born of this stuff, okay? Leaders are born of these setbacks. Leaders are born of these pioneering paths. To pioneer a path, you know, you got to think about what you're trying to cut through. Like, you have to think about a bush. You got to think about the thorns. You have to think about the unbeaten path and what it's going to take to even start to carve that path. That is energetically some of what you're doing. You know, you're learning the act of grace and mercy. You're learning how to go through things and still glow through things. People don't even understand that emotionally you have felt like this pangolin, somewhat exploited on some level. You may be, you may have a spiritual business. Yeah, you may have a spiritual business, but people don't understand when they look at you what they're actually seeing. You know, some people know they're seeing someone chosen. They see you as an opportunity to try to come up on you, while other people, they see your glow and they really just want to know how to glow like you. You're leading them, you're guiding them. These are all people that are part of your soul group. And then underneath that soul group, we're talking about the Black Swan, which is the Nine of Swords, which talks a lot about mental anguish, staying up at night, feeling the need to worry, unable to sleep. And this can be a lot of what you're going through right now, especially with that betrayal energy. That betrayal energy can be very rough to deal with. I'll tell you, no lies. Like, betrayal energy, it's just, sometimes it's like, what can you do with the energy of betrayal besides just simply feel it? Not much that you can do with that energy. Let's see. God, what do you want to say specifically to the one who's watching about the energy of betrayal? You're becoming this golden opportunity for other people too. Like, whatever this betrayal was made of, it was made from a space of hatred, but because it's you, it's turning into a blessing. It's turning into something where a lot of people can benefit and profit. There's this need to learn how to fight in the spirit. Because with the Six of Cups and the Tower, and then again with the Nine of Swords, second time it's shown up, there is this need to be able to disconnect from the things that keep playing on replay and break free of that. Like, let the tower fall. The suffering in silence and it's so many swords, so many thoughts, so much worry. What is the viewer worried about? Like, what is the viewer worried about, God? Oh. The Hangman in reverse. Root chakra, throat chakra, heartache and loss. Prosperity begins. This is 1531. The Hangman in reverse, 2 chakra energy, blue and red. Then we have more blue and red energy here. with the Three of Swords, more swords, and prosperity begins. A lot of worry about the things that have happened from the past that have brought you here to this moment. It has all worked together to make you question your own worth and value. It's all happened to bring you to the space where you are able to declare victory over your life. With the throat chakra here and the base chakra, you have to learn how to declare it with your voice. Speak over these experiences, speak over your heart, speak over what you believe in, speak over what you desire for your life. Your words are powerful. You're a child of the divine. Okay, there is this call for you to speak life over this energy, over this heartache, over this worry. Is this worry valid about this betrayal? Because the thing about betrayal is that an enemy cannot hurt you without hurting themselves. Okay? An enemy only becomes an enemy because he was first an enemy of himself. Okay? Tahotep. Hashtag. What do you want them to know about this suffering and this worrying, God? This is important. Spiritual strength. And emotional withdrawal at the bottom. You have to take this time to pull back and process it. And I'm hearing your angels say, do not carry somebody else's karmic debt. If somebody else has done you wrong, if somebody else has mistreated you, it's more chakra energy too. You need like a whole alignment, a whole attunement is in order. Be careful and mindful about who you go to for that service. But they're calling for your spiritual strength. That these things, this is divinely orchestrated chaos. That this Five of Pentacles energy, this dark night of the soul, it is all for purpose. It all turns the wheel of fortune. It brings you to face with this worry, with this Nine of Swords energy, these shadows. Okay. And it helps you to understand that shadow work is good, but it isn't enough. It starts with shadow work, and then you have to pull that shadow work in to the space of light, meaning living it, meaning showing that you know what you know. That's wisdom. Knowledge is just simply knowing. Okay, guilty. But I do that sometimes. I know better. But when you know better and do better, that's wisdom. Okay, and that's what we're moving into. We're moving into a vibration of wisdom. Okay, and that's what this whole betrayal is about. It's like the cumulative exam at the end of the semester. They want to see, did you learn anything? When it hurts this bad, what still comes out of you? If tears come out, fine. Love comes out, fine. Knowing how to fight in the spirit, that's what they want you to do. And they want to see how much energy do you exert on something that is going to be taken care of anyway. They want to see whether or not you're going to love yourself enough to let things go. Let things work out. Are you going to trust enough? Are you going to have faith enough? Because I'm saying that whoever this was who created the betrayal, let's see. What do you want the viewer to know about the one who has betrayed them? They want you to also know that the one who betrayed you has been brokenhearted too. That they don't know better. But it doesn't mean that you have to take them under your bosom and carry their karmic debts for them. Okay? Let's see, God. What do you want the viewer to know about the one who has betrayed them? The betrayal is going to be highlighted. This sun card, it could be Leo, but it could be a fire sign. But I'm more so getting that it will be highlighted. That this energy will be highlighted. The Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, the person who betrayed you, they could have been in a very, comfortable position where they could help. They could offer you some assistance. They might see the assistance that you need, but they're not going to give it to you because they enjoy being like a person of power, a person of authority. They like making calls like that. What else do you want the viewer to know about the person who betrayed them, God? But like I said, when this Five of Pentacles came out already, right? Five of Pentacles came out twice. It's letting you know that you will be protected. That there are like these gracious sources of protection. I'm hearing like the Underground Railroad for chosen ones. They're there on certain stopping points. Like I'm seeing somebody like trying to do something mischievous in the background, and every time they try to do something mischievous, it's like it doesn't work out because another chosen one is on the other end and they're just not for it. Like, ain't nobody got time for this. Call another day. Like they're hitting roadblocks with trying to throw roadblocks in your way. What do you want the viewer to know, God? I feel like God is saying, don't focus too much on this other person. That focusing on them is a trap. Trying to figure out who they are is a trap. That they'll expose themselves. And because the deck got really quiet, you know. God wants you to focus on you. What do you want the viewer to know about themselves, God? For the final message for the viewer. Because, like I said, you have to speak. You have to use your voice, especially in these moments where you feel super sad. When the thoughts and the worries start going and going, they want you to speak. They want you to recognize the authority that you have as a child of God, as a child of the divine. Exercise your spiritual strength. Show how strong you are. And I'm even hearing them say, like, you need to see how strong you are. That you have prayed, cried, and everything else in private for years on end. Your faith has been so phenomenal, even in times where you could see no proof of it in your physical life. That's why your guides are saying, like, seriously, trust in who you are, trust in what you believe in, and call things to be. You know, ask for a sign, and that sign being through the authority of your voice. Okay, last card, and we'll go ahead and get out of here. Last card for you. Inner wisdom. We just talked about wisdom. Wisdom is what? Knowledge plus action. Okay, inner wisdom. There's an owl here, guys, and I saw an owl. An owl ushered me home today. I've never seen an owl flying in the daytime. I hear them, but I never see them, y'all. Today, an owl literally flew in front of me on the road for at least a mile. Okay, a mile. So listen, you guys, this is a big message here with Athena, inner wisdom. It says you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Take appropriate action without delay. Yes, Goddess Isis is here twice. So she's probably someone who is watching over you. She's probably one of your guides. So just know that with this betrayal, you need to focus less on it. Less on what it was and less on who done it. Because it doesn't matter ultimately. Essentially, you just need to be focused on what you do. So that when y'all review film, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how athletes review themselves like on the field in action. So when you spiritually review film, you'll be able to say, I knew the play. I stuck to the play. I did my part. I did well. Even though the whole play might have not played out the way I had hoped it to, I held my position. I did what I know I'm supposed to be doing as a chosen one, and I'm proud of myself for that. And because I held my position, I know that I am in a spiritual posture of receiving love, blessings, forgiveness, and giving it to, right? Without losing anything. That's where I'm at with it. All right. So I hope that this message has been of some assistance to you. If it has, let me know. If you need a spiritual mentor or a chit chat, let me know. You can go to my website and book directly, or you can email me. So until next time, we'll talk again soon. Bye.